Greetings, everyone. I'm Nick Sorrentino, and this is the Liberty Ventures Project Profile Series. We are very pleased to be joined by the founder and CEO of Vet Mentor, Paul Hylenski. Welcome, Paul.
Thank you. Thanks so much, Nick.
And did I pronounce your last name correctly?
Yeah. Yep.
And is it Vet Mentor? Is it vetmentor.ai?
It's Vet Mentor AI.
AI. Got it. Okay, excellent. Well, welcome. Thank you for joining us. We're looking forward to hearing about your company and your story.
Absolutely.
So, tell us, how'd you get your start? What inspired you?
Well, pain. So that was a good start. So I served 8 years in the Marine Corps. I joined in 1999 to 2007. So when I joined, wasn't really anything going on. Then 2001 hit, and everything was going on. So after a really good service, multiple deployments, I come home and I think, okay, I'm going to file my disability claims, and I had everything documented, and it was pretty straightforward. So I waited about 7 months, and then I get a thing back saying that I didn't fill out the proper forms, and I thought, well, I don't even know what the proper forms are. So I ended up looking it up and everything, got the proper forms, submitted my claim again, waited another 6 months, and then they said I didn't follow the proper appeals process. And so at that point I was like, okay, I don't know what to do. So I ended up going to a lawyer, and they were going to charge me an exorbitant amount of money. And I thought, okay, well, I'm going to still try this on my own. And, I tried 3 more times and got denied 3 more times. So at that point, I just said, I'm done. I quit. I was okay. I had a job at the time. So then fast forward a bunch of years, and AI comes around, and I start dabbling in it. And then I thought to myself, well, what if I could actually learn how to code using AI? And I did. I used AI to learn how to code, a bunch of different computer languages, React, JavaScript, HTML. And then that led me to say, well, what if I could actually code an AI platform for filing my disabilities? And so I did. And then I used it, and I got all of my disabilities. So then, true Marine Corps fashion, I said, hey, buddies, to all my Marine Corps buddies, hey, do you guys want to use this? And then they did, and when they all started coming back saying, oh my God, I was denied and now I'm not, and I got this increase. And so then that led to, well, what if we could help every other veteran in the United States? And what other problems could we solve? So that was kind of the advent and the birth of the platform. And then now I'm proud to say we've helped over 200 plus veterans, and the number's climbing every day.
That's excellent. So you kind of fell into it backwards, and this incredible thing opened up to you.
Yeah, and it's been really great to see the touching impact of it so far. Is really a personal thing for me.
I can imagine a lot of people need help, especially coming back and adjusting to civilian life. I'm sure. In fact, I know, not personally, but people around me for sure. So to the degree that you can make that easier, I am sure it is absolutely appreciated.
Well, there's 22 veterans a day that are committing suicide, and the problem is some of those people probably wouldn't if they could get the help that they really need.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we'll get into it during this, but the platform's got some amazing features that actually even helps detect veterans that are having a tough time and maybe a mental health crisis.
Well, let's talk about the product. Tell us about what it is that your company does.
So it's a software as a service, and it's we have 2 different pricing models. There's a monthly subscription that gives the veteran a certain amount of access to the platform, and then an all-exclusive kind of pass that's meant for total kind of soup to nuts, everything that they need to do. So the platform has actually about 5 or 6 different tools. The first tool is a claim optimization report. So what happens is they'll put all of their information in just like they would in the VA system, and it'll actually grade their claim to say, hey, you don't have enough information yet, don't submit. So, and I put that in there as an homage to me so that they don't have to wait 7 months to get an answer back.
Yeah.
And so it'll tell them not only if their claim is good enough, but it'll actually tell them exactly what to do to strengthen it, what documents they need, what secondary claims to file, everything, right? So then once they've completed that, if they've gotten a score of 8, 9, or 10, and it's a 0 out of 10, they're ready to submit. Now, if they haven't, it'll tell them exactly what to do, right? Now, when they're ready to submit, there's an 1026 EZ optimizer. Now, 1026 EZ is the form they have to fill out. So what it does is it's trained on the AI system that the VA is using to grade the applications. So what it does is it optimizes the wording for the veterans so they can literally copy and paste question by question by question into the VA system. So the one of the best parts about this platform is our virtual veterans officer. So what I did was I created an avatar, and it looks like a human being. It is all AI. It's an interactive avatar that's trained on the entirety of disability benefits and the entirety of veteran benefits. So it looks a lot like a Zoom call. And what the veteran does is they just have a conversation. They can say, hey, I'm 80% disabled. What benefits are available to me? Or maybe I got a denial letter and it says this, what should I do? And so this avatar actually interacts with the veteran. And it was one of the things we recently had a news story done on our company. And in that news story, they interviewed a veteran who used this veteran service officer, and it found out, it was able to detect that the VA was using someone else's medical records for this veteran, and they kept denying it. And so the system detected it, and then he went on Channel 2 News to tell about our company because it was amazing.
No kidding.
And yeah, it's crazy. So then this system also generates nexus letters, which a nexus letter ties your service to your disability. It's a requirement for the VA, and most people get it wrong, and most doctors won't sign it. But with my platform, they will. What it does is it scrapes the entirety of the internet for medical journal studies and medical, like research. And what it does is based on your information, it finds those medical journal studies and it ties it together and writes a letter from your doctor to the VA so that you can copy and paste it, put it on a Word doc, take it to your doctor. They have all of the medical research and studies to prove the correlation. And every single one of our customers so far has literally just paid $25 for their personal doctor to sign this. So that normally costs a veteran thousands of dollars. The next tool is a personal statement generator, which is another requirement that most people and most veterans don't do properly. So because the platform knows your information, it will actually write your personal statement for you, but it'll tailor it how the VA has to have it written per the CFR guidelines, the federal regulation guidelines. It does it all automatically. And then the last part of it is every veteran, when you get your disabilities, you're required to do a C&P exam, a compensation and pension exam, and it's a medical exam. This is where veterans really mess it up because they don't use the right wording, they don't know what they have to say, they don't know what they have to do. So using that same AI avatar technology, we created doctors. So what they do is they actually practice with you. So they'll give you the examination and you'll practice live time. And so at the end of the examination, it's going through a certain questionnaire that the VA requires. At the end of the examination, these doctors will actually tell you, hey, you answered this question great. This is what you should have said here. This is what you need to say in order to get your claim. And it'll give you feedback. And when I was in the Marine Corps, I had one of my best friends commit suicide about 15 feet away from me. So what I did in these doctors is I actually built in, and it's a patented, we have IP protection on it. It's a suicidal ideation detector. So we call it our SID, and it's a background algorithm that's actually listening to the veteran. And if the veteran shows signs or certain connections or certain word patterns or speech patterns, it will trigger. And what will happen is when they trigger the SID, it will actually change from CNP examiner to therapist. And it will repeatedly try to de-escalate them, and it'll repeatedly try to get them help. The doctor will even say things like, I'll stay on the line with you while you call the hotline 988. Like, let's do this together. And one of the most amazing things, I know I did a lot of talking, but one of the most amazing things, we actually got a brave veteran who submitted a testimonial of how it saved him. He said he didn't even realize, and he wrote this long thing. We posted it all on our social media. He said, I didn't even know how bad I was, but your system detected it, and I went to get help, and I realized how bad I was. You saved my life. He put it all in a testimonial. And for me, that was probably the best part of this entire thing. Not the money, not the platform, but saving. We already saved one life, and I have no doubt that we will save countless others if I can get the help to expand this platform.
Well, that's why we're here. We're here to help entrepreneurs, develop their dreams. And what a dream you have. That's wonderful to hear. And who knows who you've helped that you don't even know that you've helped yet.
Yeah.
So truly incredible. And really, it just goes to show that AI, some people think of it as this big bad thing, but it's also incredibly powerful and can be used for good.
That's one of the best parts of the platform. So you have the social impact of like, hey, helping veterans. But as an investor, there's the social impact. It is very profitable, the model and everything. But it's also a really good example of how to use AI for good, right? And you don't see too many of those things, but we could really impact the world with AI if we just figure out how to use it for good.
Well, we're going to do our best to get the word out about Vet Mentor. How can people contact you if they're interested in, your product or investing with you or whatever? What's the best way?
Yeah. So the website for the product is www.vetmentorai.com, and that's where the product is housed. If anybody would like to connect or maybe have a demo or something or talk more, my email is founder@vetmentorai.com. And you can find me on LinkedIn. I have an Instagram page. We have a YouTube channel for Vet Mentor AI where we actually go over help for veterans. Vet Mentor AI has an Instagram channel, a Facebook page, LinkedIn page, right? So we're kind of everywhere over social media. We're posting regularly on testimonials about the platform, right? So there's a lot of ways to connect with us, but definitely interested in, just trying to spread this on a more macro.
For sure, and we will include all of your links to your various channels for this interview. So I have to say, Paul, truly very, very interesting discussion. Thank you for taking the time to talk with Liberty Ventures.
All right, thank you, sir.